Money, yes, is valuable, but only in the market. It's not valuable for you at home,
Mm.
right? If you don't have a good relationship with your wife, with your parent, with your sister, with your daughter's sons, you're losing. You might be a millionaire in the bank account,
Mm-hmm.
but you're poor in life. So that for me, that I came to that realization after my surgeries. I was like, now I understand
Yes.
what is my purpose, right? And
Yes.
even though, I would like, to have the financial freedom to be free to help my parents, my sister, but that is not everything. Because if I am a millionaire, but I don't treat my mom like she deserves, my father like he deserves, or my sister like she deserves, I'm doing it wrong.
Mm.
So I think
That is
that's
profound.
something that I realized.
Well, you know what? I thank you for sharing that, Daniel, because I know that many of the listeners, they need to hear that. I need to hear that, because we are at war. Okay, and I'm not just talking about as far as the United States. We understand that, but we are at war. This is a spiritual war that we're in. It's a moral war that we're in, a psychological war that we're in, an emotional war that we're in, and we must win it. You know, when I think of your show out of the grave, I envision this podcast being like a lighthouse, and the purpose of a lighthouse is to be a beacon of light for those ships that are in the dark and cannot see their way clear. And I see this podcast and the work that you do as being a lighthouse in the midst of so many people who are trying to come out of the grave, who are stuck in the darkness, and they need a path of light so they won't crash into the next ship, crash into something that could sink their lives. And so, that's a very powerful statement that you just mentioned earlier in regards to how we can be wealthy in one regard, according to the world standard, society standard, yet be bankrupt personally, be bankrupt in our homes. And so I think that was very profound. And um, if none of the listeners grab hold of that to take it and apply it for themselves, I just did.
Perfect. I'm glad that I'm at least helping someone. My goal is to at least help someone out there. I bring guests on here and each story is different and I hope to impact, you know, for that person to be out there and say, oh, this person went through something similar that I went through and he overcame it.
Mm.
And that inspires them to become that better person. Right. And going back to money being valuable in the market, money goes up and down.
Yes, it does.
Right. And money loses value.
Hmm.
But what you don't lose value in is your relationship with your family, your relationship with your friends, and your relationship with God or whoever you believe in.
That's
Right.
right. That's right.
But if you improve in those three, you're not gonna be broken anytime in your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what you're just describing is the hallmark or the foundational structure of manhood or women or womanhood. Those three things that you just mentioned. And again, the distraction of society when it has us focusing on things other than those three things that you just named.
Yeah, society it has become, and hopefully we're able to change that. And it has put us in a mindset of becoming someone we're not.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
It wants us to chase something we are not. People tell you to buy their course because you're gonna make 10,000 in the first month, right? But if that is not gonna satisfy you, right? Why are you doing it in the first place? You lose track of yourself, and once you do that, you're in a deep rabbit hole.
Yes.
If you don't find a way out soon, you're gonna get deep in the trench, and it's gonna be hard to get out. So
Absolutely.
be sure to contemplate what is your purpose? What am I here for? Thank you as always for your support. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with the people that you love. Thank you so much. Take care, guys. God bless.